And when he stood up in the House of Commons on the 8th of December last year and said that, he knew that they'd celebrated his birthday. So the suggestion that everything he does is predicated upon the possibility that he might just get away with it for another 24 hours, I think now has become carved in stone. I don't think, even if you have still got a little picture of him up on your pencil case, you still now must acknowledge that every single thing he does is designed to postpone, hopefully, judgment and scrutiny. And if he can postpone it for long enough, then the weight of the knowledge of what he's done becomes lighter. So on the 8th of December 2021, he stood up in the House of Commons and said the words that you've just heard, in full knowledge that on the 19th of June 2020, they'd had a knees up. I don't care whether it lasted 10 minutes or 10 hours. They'd had a knees up in the Cabinet Office, the room where, as Adam Wagner has just suggested, many of these rules would have been written. It is truly breathtaking. So part of me wants to return to David Widnes's text and just ask, what did you do to celebrate your birthday on the 19th of June 2020, if you can remember? And I will keep a few phone lines free for that. I just want to know. 0345 60 60 973. And the other part of me is still fascinated by what you would call the culture. I can see that breaking news, the Metropolitan Police is investigating the Downing Street parties. Well, it won't take long, Dame Dick. It won't take long at all. Guilty, I think, is probably the conclusion that you're going to have to arrive at if the evidence as it has already been presented to the public is correct. The stuff they're not even denying, a gathering of more than two people, more than one person in a room for a social event that had nothing to do with work. I'll tell you what, when you've only got Nadine Dorries and George Eustice batting for you, you begin, surely, even if you're Boris Johnson, to wonder whether the game might be up. So, 3 questions then. Is it up? Is the game up now for Boris Johnson? 0345 60 60 973. How did you celebrate your birthday on the 19th of June 2020? 0345 60 60 973. And would you like to join me in an attempt to unpick, in a sensible and comprehensible fashion, what happened on that day? What happened? Why was nobody in that room? This is the bit I don't get. You think how careful you were being, how careful your mum was being, how careful your kids were being. The bit I don't get is this. Message goes round, we're all gathering in the Cabinet Office to give Boris a birthday cake. I use his Christian name in the context of what those conversations would have sounded like at the time. We're all gathering in the Cabinet Office to give Boris a birthday cake. Do you have any insights at all into how that happens without any major objection, without, a significant number of people? How come everybody stays quiet? I don't quite get that. I've never been in a cult. I've never worked in an environment where it was required that you never questioned the authority or the decisions of the people above you. I've always enjoyed a degree of freedom to at least ask questions, even if the answer is no, nope, back in your box, O'Brien. You can at least... How do you think that bit happened? Oh, we're all getting together. Have you heard? Keith, everyone in the Cabinet Office at 2:00. We're doing a big cake for Boris. And you're standing there watching him blow out the bloody candles. And you think, hang on, what's his wife doing here? Now, some debate, some argument over whether or not it was organised by colleagues or his wife. Doesn't matter. She was in the room. How's that? What's she doing in the Cabinet Office? And who's that lady over there? Oh, that's the decorator. Oh, but don't call her a decorator. She's an interior designer. Oh, okay. What the hell is she doing in the Cabinet Office? Well, don't worry. It's not as if we're doing any work. It's a party. Oh. Every way you look at this story, it falls to pieces. If the interior designer was just waiting to talk, the decorator was just waiting to talk to the Prime Minister. Well, what was she waiting for? Well, she was waiting for the party to finish. Oh, it wasn't a party. She was attending a work event. What's her role in government? She's the decorator. Oh. It was a gathering of colleagues. What's Carrie Johnson's job? Oh. I would have thought at some point in the last few years, the idea of Nadine Dorries being the only one left defending Boris Johnson would have been both utterly plausible and completely heartbreaking. It's tragic, isn't it, to watch this unfold? And I'll tell you what's underway now, more so on social media than news media. But what's underway now is the shift from defending Boris Johnson, who's not done anything wrong, to demanding that journalists stop doing their job. And history has some fairly profound lessons to teach us about what happens when sections of the population are persuaded to demand that journalists stop reporting facts. Well, you don't even have to go back that far. Have a look at January the 6th in America of last year, when journalists stopped reporting facts. So, hashtag scum media and all this sort of thing. What do you want? I want a media that doesn't tell me the truth about stuff that the people in power are doing. Well, do you? Do you really?